Welcome back to another episode of Grit on the Rocks podcast, and this is a Friday Fumas edition, the podcast where cigars, conversations, and culture collide. Today we're peeling back some layers of the legendary name in the cigar world, the Arturo Fuente Cigar Company. This isn't just about cigars, right? It's about grit. It's about resilience and a family legacy built on ashes, literally, because their factory burned down. Some of you might not know that. Some of you do, but not once, but twice. But spoiler alert, they didn't let a little thing like a fire stop them. We're going to dive into the fascinating journey from their early days in Tampa to becoming one of the most respected names in premium cigars. Along the way, we'll talk about famous lines, their world-class factories, and even their charitable work. We also, as usual, have our cigar highlight of the week and also our Friday reflections. So light up, pour yourself a drink, and let's get into it.
This podcast is a Buenos Dias Media production.
This is the Grit on the Rocks podcast, where raw conversations meet smooth sips. Pull up a chair, pour your favorite drink, puff on your favorite cigar, and join us as we dive into the convos that matter. No scripts, no barriers, just unfiltered truth served straight up. Cheers to the real ones out there. Salud.
Yeah, salud, salud, salud. Friday, it is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Grit on the Rocks podcast. I'm so excited to be here. So happy as usual to be here doing what I love. And on these Friday Fumas editions, not always, but usually, we do a little cigar talk. We highlight a cigar of the week. Some I've tried, some I haven't yet. So I do look up online, look at reviews, put some of it together, and then I guess later on I can offer my own opinion. But the idea is to highlight the cigar, not highlight if I've smoked it or not.
The views and opinions expressed by the host, guest, and/or participants of this show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Buenos Dias Media LLC, its associates, partners, and show sponsors. The content is intended for entertainment purposes and should not be construed as professional advice. Listener discretion is advised.
So today, we're starting the series that I had mentioned prior about taking a company, dissecting it, and talking about its beginnings, its failures, its struggles, until where they are now. Previously, we had given like a little snippet, right? And we talked about 3 different companies. But today, we're focusing on one. And depending on, how you guys react to this, I expect a comment in the bottom. We'll keep going down a list of different premium cigar companies, and we'll talk about them so you can know what is the background behind the cigar. So first, let's start with this week's cigar highlight of the week. And we have the Blackened M81 by Drew Estate. This cigar highlight is a collaboration between Drew Estate, James Hetfield from Metallica. The cigar is a celebration of rich, dark flavors crafted to create a smoking experience as bold as a power chord in your favorite Metallica anthem. The Blackened M81 features a dark, oily Mexican San Andres Maduro wrapper, enveloping a Connecticut River Valley broadleaf binder and a filler blend of Nicaraguan and Pennsylvanian broadleaf tobaccos. This combination delivers a medium to full-bodied smoke with rich notes of espresso, dark chocolate, and a subtle hint of black pepper. You'll also catch undertones of leather and earthy sweetness that keep each puff intriguing and complex. So a few quick details, right? Wrapper, Mexican San Andres Maduro. Binder, Connecticut River Valley broadleaf. Filler, Nicaraguan and Pennsylvanian broadleaf. Strength, medium to full-bodied. Flavor profile, bold with espresso, dark chocolate, black pepper, leather, and a touch of earthy sweetness. The release date, was September 2022, and the manufacturer is Drew Estate. The Blackened 81 is crafted at Drew Estate's factory in Nicaragua, a name synonymous with high quality and innovative blends. The collaboration with James Hetfield adds a rebellious spirit to the cigar, making it a perfect choice for those who enjoy bold, uncompromising flavors. Whether you're a fan of Metallica or just love a robust cigar, the Blackened M81 will not disappoint. Pair it with a glass of bourbon or a dark stout to bring out its best. It's the ideal smoke for an evening of unwinding, storytelling, or simply rocking out in your own way. This is more than a cigar, it's a statement. Give it a try. The Blackened M81. Rock your palate and drop a comment in the bottom if you like it. What do you think of it? I don't know. I want to know. So before we jump into the story of the Fuente family, let's do our Friday's reflection. The famous quote of the week is, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." This comes from Pele. So here's my takeaway. Whatever you're working on, make sure it's something you truly care about. Because when you love what you do, even the toughest challenges, fires, embargoes, financial crisis, become stepping stones to greatness. And that is this week's Friday reflection. So without further ado, let's jump into the Arturo Fuente family factory. And let's start first from the beginning, the humble beginnings. So let's rewind back to 1912, where gas cost pennies, mustaches were the peak of fashion, and Arturo Fuente had a big dream. Arturo Fuente was an immigrant from Cuba who settled in Tampa, Florida, in an area known as Ybor City, essentially the cigar-making capital of America at the time. With just a few workers and a lot of passion, Arturo opened a small cigar factory in his home, hand-rolling cigars using Cuban tobacco. Now, here's where the story gets spicy. Business was good for a while, but in 1924, tragedy struck. A fire burned the entire factory to the ground. Now, most people would have said, well, maybe cigars aren't for me, but not Arturo. He rebuilt. Unfortunately, financial struggles during the Great Depression forced him to close the business in 1930. A crushing blow, but this family wasn't done. When we fast forward to 1940s, Arturo's son Carlos Fuente Sr. decided to give the family business another shot. Armed with determination and a lot of borrowed money, he reopened the company in Tampa. Carlos wasn't just rebuilding a factory, he was rebuilding a legacy. By the 1960s, Carlos Sr. handed the reins to his son, Carlos Fuente Jr., affectionately known as Carlito. And let me tell you, Carlito wasn't here to play. He had big dreams of creating a cigar that would rival the best Cuban cigars. But there was one big problem: the Cuban embargo of 1962. Meant Cuban tobaccos was off limits, so now it was time for a plan B. In the 1980s, Carlito made a bold move. He relocated operations to the Dominican Republic. It was a gamble, but boy, did it pay off. Here's where the magic really started. The Fuentes invested in their own tobacco fields in the Dominican Republic, ensuring total control over the quality of their cigars. And then, in 1995, the Fuente family dropped the mic, or in this case, the cigar, with the release of, guessed it, Opus X line. This was the first ever Dominican puro, meaning every part of the cigar, from wrapper to filler, was grown in the Dominican Republic. It was bold, flavorful, and luxurious, Basically, it was the Beyonce of cigars, and it put the Fuente name on the map worldwide. So now let's talk about some of the brands and cigars that we know and love, right? Let's talk cigars. The Arturo Fuente portfolio is like a buffet of delicious options from budget-friendly to ultra-premium. Here's a quick rundown. We have the Arturo Fuente Gran Reserva. That's the backbone of the brand. Smooth, consistent, and perfect for everyday smoking. The Arturo Fuente Hemingway, a tribute to classic cigar shapes and perfect craftsmanship. The short story in particular is a fan favorite we've highlighted here before. Don Carlos, a tribute to Carlos Fuente Sr., known for its rich flavor and complexity. The Añejo, a unique cigar aged in cognac barrels for a flavor profile that's out of this world. The Casa Cuba, Carlitos' homage to his grandfather's blending style, smooth, flavorful, and nostalgic. And let's not forget the Fuente families behind also the Ashton Cigars and J.C. Newman's Brick House. Proof that they're not just building their own empire, but uplifting others too. Now let's talk about where the magic happens. The Fuente's factories in the Dominican Republic are a blend of art and science. They employ thousands of workers, many of whom are second or third generation artisans. The Fuente family is known for treating their workers like family, which probably explains why their cigars have so much heart. These aren't just factories, they're temples of craftsmanship. Here's where the story gets even better. Things that most people don't know is how charitable most of these companies are. The Fuentes don't just make cigars, they make a difference. Through the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation, they've built schools, medical facilities, and community centers in the Dominican Republic. The foundation provides education, clean water, and healthcare to underserved communities. So every time you light up a Fuente cigar, you're not just enjoying a great smoke, you're supporting a family that's giving back in a big way. Talk about smoking with a purpose. So this basically wraps up the Arturo Fuente family company cigar manufacturer and this week's episode. If you are a smoker of cigars and you do smoke Arturo Fuente cigars, I would love to know in the comments which one is your favorite. I want to know. Comment on the cigar highlight of the week or on the Friday reflection. I want to read your messages. I remind you that if you want to participate in one of the segments of one of the regular episodes, go to gridontherocks.com, scroll down to the bottom to the Contact Us section and send us your message or your story. And if it's great, who knows? You'll be on the show. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I said ladies and gentlemen because ladies and gentlemen hear us, listen to us, watch us. If you're watching us on YouTube or Rumble, like, subscribe, and share. If you are listening to us, and comment. If you're listening to us on a podcast platform, follow, subscribe, give us a review, give us some stars, drop a comment. Above all, share, share, share. Until next time, keep your spirits high, your cigars lit, your glasses full, and your conversations meaningful. This is Grit on the Rocks Podcast, Friday Fumas Edition. Till next time, cheers.
Grit on the rocks tonight, met with hearts like iron bars, tackling life's endless fight, scars becoming stars, diving deep into the void, working dreams like candy, family bonds sometimes destroyed, like fate always handy. Real men, real issues here, facing fears like storms at sea. Truth is all we hold dear, weakness set free. Help the battle we all share, fitness built with grit and sweat. Life ain't always fair, don't you dare forget. Challenges rise like mountains tall. Through the haze we crawl alone. Echoes in the empty hall. Our struggles carved in stone.